Hey guys, so I just came here real quick. I just wanted to talk about my Mac interview. I'm so excited about it. So apparently, obviously, I got an interview at Mac. I just came out of the interview like an hour, 2 hours ago. So I'm just gonna give everyone like a background of whatever, because everybody wants to know how everyone got to the interview phase of Mac. So I live in a small town in Kingston, um, in Canada. Kingston, Ontario, Canada, not Kingston, Jamaica. So there's just one little Mac counter, not a Mac store. Like how they have, I don't know, I think in the States they have Mac counters in Macy's. But if you're in Canada, there's like the Mac counter in the Bay. So basically, that's where I went for. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out which one's gonna have the best lighting, because this is kind of shining on my face and making me look more oily than I really am. But anyways, I just one Mac counter, which is because it's a small town. It's pretty much just a university town, so there's just one Mac counter. And so I was looking job hunting, of course, and I went to the mall to drop off my resume a bunch of places. So I just went to the Mac stores, like, can I drop off my resume? And she, are they hiring or something? And she's like, well, the lady there, she was really nice. She was like, yeah, you can drop off your resume. Um, we are going to start hiring for our on-call positions pretty soon. So, yeah, I can drop off my resume. So I dropped it off, and this was like in May, and this is June, this is July. I dropped it off in May, so over a month. So when I didn't hear back from them, I just didn't think anything about it. I was like, well, anyway, I don't have any makeup experience, so I guess maybe that's what canceled me out or whatever. I just didn't think too much about it. And then, fast forward to Monday. Today's Friday, and fast forward to Monday. I'm gonna put the exact dates of whatever I'm talking about. So Monday is this date, and Friday is this date. So fast forward to Monday. I think July 12th or 13th, one or the other. I got a call from the Bay, which is the store that the Mac counter is, the Bay. And I answer, and it's like, oh, am I speaking with with Abbas or whatever? It's like, would I like to come for an interview on Friday? And that she knows, she was like, I know it's short notice, but would you like to come for an interview on Friday? I'm like, girl, what you talking about short notice? Thank you for calling me. So I was so happy, excited about it. And of course, I went online to check what everybody thought, their different experiences with Mac interviews, what happened to them, and all of that. So I went, there's so many forums, people discussing their experiences. Some people, well, she said when she called me, she said she's gonna call me back to let me know what time the interview is gonna be on Friday. And it so happened that later that day, I had to go to the mall where the Mac counter is for something else. So I was like, well, since I'm here, I might as well just go over there to find out exactly what time the interview is, so they can see my face and whatnot. And so I got there, and they told me, well, it's 10:30, and it's gonna be a group interview. Excuse me. And that kind of like, okay, I was like, okay, that's fine, because she was like, well, because they don't have enough time to interview everyone on a one-on-one basis. So and having a group interview is a more effective way to it's to see everybody, and that's something I really appreciate about them, and I'm going to tell you why in a second. Afterwards, fast forward to Friday. The next day I was researching on different people, like the experiences at Mac, how the first interview, there's some people tell them to come with, sometimes they tell them to come as a model at the first interview, sometimes they tell them to fill a form and stuff like that. So I've realized that every Mac interview is different. It just all matters the management or whatever. Some people have one-on-one interviews, some people have group interviews. So don't just completely base the judgment based on what you read on the internet. Just wait until you actually go for your interview, and then you can make whatever judgments you want to make, and you can say whatever you want to say. And just don't let it. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, don't let what you see on the internet make you overly freak out. It's just an interview, okay? So I was researching. Of course, you need to know the basic interview questions. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about what you know about Mac. Just researching, and I saw different questions. People were saying that, well, you should know at least 3 different products and how you would sell it to a customer and stuff like that. So I went and did my homework. I learned at least, I don't know, 10 of each product. Like lipsticks, I learned at least 10 lipsticks lipstick names, just because since it's a group interview, I didn't want it to be that we are all saying the same thing, like all talking about the same line of products, if you will. So I wanted still to, for example, if they say like, tell me like any 3 lipsticks you know, the first one that's gonna come to my mind is Ruby Woo, Rebel, and say Up the Amp. But for instance, I'm like the 3rd person to talk, and the first 2 people already said Ruby Woo and Rebel. That doesn't really make me look so good, if that makes sense. So I was trying to learn as many lipsticks as possible, so I can say something new, different from what everyone else is saying. So anyway, so I learned so many lipstick names, eyeshadows, blushes, lipsticks, eyeshadows, blushes. I started learning the name of some brushes, but that obviously was gonna be too crazy for me to learn all those numbers. But yeah, that's so I researched, and the day before I did some more research, just basically preparing for the interview. I wasn't overly nervous, but then I was kind of nervous. Well, let's back up. I had a dream that the night before that I went for my what's it called, my makeup interview, where it's supposed to be a client and whatnot, and I was late, and I don't even know what happened in that dream, but I just basically just woke up and I was like, whatever. And so I went for the interview, and when I got there, I was just walking, because I dressed in all black. This is what I wore, just a black sheer top. I took off the inside, what I was wearing underneath, because it's still hot, but it's a black sheer top, and of course I wore something underneath. I just dressed in all black because that's what Mac girls do, okay? So I dressed in all black, and I beat my face, not to perfection, but to the best of my ability. So I have a Ruby Woo and just a little smokiness on my smoky situation going on up her, fielding my brows, put my hair up in a bun, because I didn't want to have to be like flicking my hair every time I'm talking and stuff like that. I just wanted to be as safe as possible, because I just wanted to go like I'm going for an actual interview, and I didn't want to wear anything short, skirts or anything like that. I wanted to look as professional as possible, so I wore a pair of like ankle pants or something like that. Yeah, so those are dress pants as well. So yeah, I got there, and while I was walking to the interview, I saw this one girl in a different store that's right beside the bay, and then when I got to my counter, she just came in, for the interview at the same time, and she just said, "Oh, hi, are you here for the interview too? My name is Charlene, I think that's her name." So yeah, then other people came, and then they just waited until it was like 10:30, and then they went down to the conference room, where when we got there was like the manager of the because I live in Kingston, so there's Ottawa and there's Toronto. So the manager of the Ottawa, one of the stores in Ottawa basically, and then the store manager of the Kingston branch, and then the assistant manager of all, the assistant manager basically took us to where the interview room was, but then the managers were already there. So we all sat down. They gave us little pieces of paper folded up like this to write down your name and point and show it to them so they can see you and all of that. So the lady there, she was so sweet. It almost felt like we were having it. Honestly, it didn't feel like it was an interview. It felt like we're just a bunch of girlfriends just chilling. Like, it was that chill. So she just came and just talking. She's like, oh well, she's gonna tell us a little bit of background about MAC, about what they do, about just basically the different perks and different advantages. The different things when she joined the company. She joined the company in 1999, and she's been there. She's moved around a couple of times. She's a manager, and she's this and that and that. That's basically just telling us everything there is about MAC, the history about MAC, when it was discovered, the different charities that MAC supports, MAC owns rather, I should say, the different fundraising groups, the Viva Glam line of products, and all of that. She talked for a good 20 to 30 minutes, okay, and she was so down to earth. And she's like 37. She told us her age, and so she's so down to earth, like really. So then, first question, of course, tell me about yourself. So we all introduced ourselves and whatnot. And the next question was, what's your idea of a good work environment? And then she asked us, so there was one question that was kind of funny. It's like, what if you called up your best friend and asked them what they thought about you? What would you say? What would they say? I should say. Sorry. And then the next question was, what do you think about MAC? And of course, I went crazy. Told them how much I'm crazy in love with MAC products, which is definitely the truth. But I find their products to be expensive. So that's why I don't own as many as I would like to own. But MAC products, everyone knows, they're amazing. So yeah, she basically just told us that they don't really look at anyone's like makeup qualifications or whatnot. They just, as far as you drop off your resume, you're gonna get a call, because they kind of want to give everyone a chance, which is something I really, 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 really appreciate about them, because there's so many people that have the love for makeup, but they just haven't had the chance to actually do like professional makeup. Like, there's so many people out there like that. So being able to give everyone a chance to give everyone a chance to um, come for an interview at least. And and she encouraged us that whatever happens, even if we don't get the job at this point, we should just apply again and just improve ourselves. And there are people that have applied 2 or 3 times and then found themselves in managerial positions. So yeah, we're hiring for 2 on-call positions and 1 part-time. So we're all there. She asked a whole bunch of other questions. So people were talking, relaying their experiences with MAC brand, how they came to love makeup, what they've done, and how they've learned about it, and all of that. It lasted, I want to say, from 10:30 to about 12 o'clock, 12:45 ish. So a little, like a kind of like an hour and a half. And then in the end, she asked us, what do I have questions for her? And she was really, really nice about the questions. Well, I asked her correct. The question I asked was, what's the most challenging thing she found about working at MAC? And she kind of gave it to me in a positive way. You know how when you're going for an interview and someone asks you a question and you're kind of like, someone asks like, what's your weakness? And you kind of say, well, I work myself hard too much, that type of thing. So she kind of just said, well, it's just because you're like kind of like the image of the company. So however you portray yourself, people are going to see you that way outside. So MAC gets that much attention. It's not just a retail store, it's it's a brand and all of that. So if the way you carry yourself when you're outside, you don't want to be caught like drunk on the streets and stuff like that. So but then, and also the fact that you're there, people always see you. And then when you're out in the streets, people are like, oh yeah, hi, you MAC girl, and stuff like that. I don't know if I'm missing anything, but she said we're going to hear back from them in like about 3 weeks or so. So honestly, the way I feel right now, I'm very much at peace with how the interview went. If I get a call back from them for a second interview, I will be ecstatic. I'll be so happy. But if I don't get a call back from them, I will be completely fine with that. I will apply again, and I'll keep on applying until I actually am officially a MAC girl. Okay, I am serious about that. And if you like MAC, definitely drop off your resume. It just doesn't hurt if you like makeup, because they're definitely gonna train you as well. So if you like makeup and you like the MAC brand of makeup, which I guess everyone does, definitely drop off your resume. And you just never know what's gonna happen. And yeah, that's all my experience. It's not it's that much of a horror story like everyone makes it look. I guess maybe in the recent times it's not that horrible compared to, like, I guess 3 or 4 years ago. But my interview, but I guess that also depends on the manager interviewing you. But my interview went really, really, really well. Like, I've been to a few interviews, and this is one interview that I feel positive about walking out of the interview room. And everyone was pretty, there was no tension in between the women. It was just, it was honestly like girlfriends, all of us just chilling. And there was this other lady that was like 37. She has 3 kids. And there's just like a variety. Most of us were young. Like, I'm gonna say like there was 5 of us interviewed. So I'm gonna say 3 out of the 5 of us were in our early 20s, between 19 and like 23. And then the other 2 were either between one lady was 37, the other lady is probably like 25 or maybe 31 or something. So it's like a range of ages. And they're going to interview a whole lot of other groups. So they're hiring just 3 people. So yeah, everyone obviously wants the job. So I'm just going to be as positive as possible and just be open. Whatever happens, I'm going to just take it and just going to be happy. And I'm just so glad I got to meet them. And whatever happens, I hope it's the best. But if it doesn't turn out that way, that's completely fine. I'm going to apply again, and until I get the job at MAC. So yeah, that's everything I have to say concerning the MAC interview process. It's not that bad, to be honest with you. I was pretty nervous, but just take it, just be yourself, and just because they can see through you, just be yourself, share whatever stories you have. And I know I talked about how my love for YouTube and I have learned so much about YouTube from YouTube and stuff like that. So definitely just tell them, just be yourself and just express yourself and just hope for the best. All right, hopefully I wasn't overly rambling. I don't know if I might put some clips of my vlog during the day. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll talk to you all soon.